Hello everyone. In this video, let's see how to refactor our. Although our application is running, we are not following a best coding practices. So let's make our application even more scalable. Currently, I am just using only one file for writing all the code, but this is not a good approach. We want to follow a module approach, which means separating out the concerns. So firstly, let's standardize those things. Firstly, I will just create one constants file for using all these constants, and also I will just changing the naming convention. So I will just capitalize all these things. Why is to identify that these are variables. Now, since I am using ES5 modules, I will be using module.export to export all these things from this file, and I can make use of require statement to import all these things. Actually, I'm not even using this username, but for now let's use it. And also I will create a db URL as well. So in case in future this changes, then we can easily replace at single place. I will just copy this thing. I will cut. I will change this thing to db user name, db URL. Okay. And then I also wanted to create a folder for handling all this routing. So let me name it as routers. Okay. And for database, I will create a file database and database dot js. I wanted to clear all this thing database related things. Export that to database. Okay. Module dot exports. Also, let's rename this function to what can be renamed, like connect connect to database handler, connect to database handler. Okay, and I will just export this thing, connect to database handler. Okay, now one more thing, I'm also not using any exceptional address such as a try catch block. In case it gets failed, then we are not handling a proper uh, error boundaries for it. So let me add the try catch block, and then we can just console the error failed to connect with the database. Okay, and also this is done. Since I have moved those database logic to another file, let's import using require. Now that is inside source. Okay, we are already inside source database. Now This will move to dot connect, right? But I need to connect to this database URL. So I will be pasting this and importing those things from the constants. Okay, and username and everything is here. Okay, sounds good. And also we can also export all this routing related things and schema related things to the separate folder. Schema, schemas. This is block schema, right? Block schema dot .js. Now let's module dot exports this model, block model. And before using this schema, we also need this mongoose thing, right? To create a new instance of this thing. Let's import all this thing. Good. And we don't need this. And I also don't need this mongoose thing. Yes, I don't need it. Okay. What else? Now let's create file. Let's rename it as crud.js, and I will just cut all those CRUD related topics to this file. Now you need to import these models, right? So since I have already exported this from the schema, let's import this block model. I have an auto import extension which allows me to specify this path. It automatically takes the path. Okay. Now all these things are done, and here also I'm not doing any try catch block. Just handle the error. If we get any error, then we have to send some error code, right? For example, let's send a client error of 400 in case of error code. Let's log the error here. It's a response dot status 400. Here also I will be testing try catch. It's very important to use a try catch block when you are using this asynchronous operation. Okay, I missed this thing. Let's cut. For the server creation as well, you can just create one more file known as server.js. But for now, let's keep it simple. Now let's see if we are getting any error. Yes, there is some error in this index.js data. Okay, I haven't imported this port, right? Let's import it from the constant file. So it is not defined. Let's go to constants and check. Yeah, it's put only. Still I'm getting okay. I need to change here as well. Okay, it's not auto importing. Let's import manually. Require port, port constants. Yeah, you can see that that error went away. Now let's try hitting this get request. Cannot get. Okay, there seems some error. Okay, I haven't imported those CRUD related things. That's why the error is throwing. But here also, we need to define this app.get and all because I haven't imported those things. That's why the error is coming. It's, let's import those things. Actually, we have a concept known as route handler, which I will be explaining shortly. We have a concept of route handler in this express. So, if you do that, then there is no need to uh, import this again and again. We'll just simplify our task. Still, it's crashing. Let's see what mistake I am doing. I don't need this database. Now it's failing to connect to the database. Yes, it's failing to connect to the database. Where am I? Just a second. Actually, we haven't imported this mongoose module. That's why the error is occurring. Let's try importing this mongoose thing. Since I'm deriving this connect method from the mongoose, that's why it was failing. Now let's try hitting OK. Yeah, I haven't imported scratching. OK, I have imported it. Okay, now let's try. It was saying that there was no git request. Okay, I think because I haven't done exporting of this CRUD. For example, I haven't exported this module. This error is coming up. Module.exports. Now let's try shooting this from the Postman. Okay, still now it's failed to connect to the database. Okay, I'm importing it wrongly. Okay, let's try importing this app. Okay, let's rename it as CRUD router, and then I will also rename this as CRUD router. I need to export this app, and I will be importing the CRUD router, and I will make use of route handler, which I was mentioning previously from Express.js. This is how you use it, and I will just do this thing, CRUD router, and it still fails to connect to the database. Okay, guys. Actually, the error is coming because of how the live works in Node.js. Uh, the server is listening, but it failed to connect to the database. So to handle this event, what we need to do is let's go to the database part, and I will just do this thing here. Okay, and then if it succeeded, if the connection succeeded, then only listen to the server. Now the application is crashed. Connect to database handler because I haven't exported those things. Let's try importing this thing. Connect to database handler. And also it's failing to connect. Database db URL. This is right and mongoose is also right. Okay, guys, I am just mentioned this as username. That's why it's wrong. It should be password, right? Now let's try hitting this thing. Yes, we are getting the response. So the refactoring is done. For now, let's try to introduce the concept of middleware in the upcoming videos. Thank you.